playing with my emotions.
Not fucking time, damn.
You made Riz wait 1 whole minute.
Jeez, the world is gonna end.
It is! You know what year we in? Don't be speaking that shit into existence.
Get your ass off Instagram.
I'm gonna do hop off my dick for 2 seconds.
Oh.
Dang.
There, I closed it out. Anything.
That was a good one.
Okay, guys, so I'm here with not one, but 2 guests. Riz, aka Where's My Naya, and Maythe.
Who is that?
Oh,
Wow.
dang.
Wow.
So,
Pretty sure you have like a stalker on the line right now, but hey.
Excuse me, but no. I don't even know who I'm speaking with.
so here's a story for you listeners. We goof around in the Discord a lot. Fandom creates all kinds of different friendships, and I think, with what's happened has definitely made us a lot closer and become connected. And I think to a degree we all sort of lean on each other as we process, because nobody else really gets what this loss feels like except each other. Several of us have formed a shorthand with each other that's very special and unique, and one of the friendships that I've watched blossom is your friendship. The friendship between you, Riz, and Maythe. Like, you see it on the main Discord a bit, but there's some group chats that are private that I'm in with the 2 of you, and your dynamic screams Pezberry to me, in that it's like so hilarious and brutal, and like you listeners have no idea. Like, this is how it usually plays out. Maythe says something, and Riz finds a way to turn it around and take a shot at Maythe, and Maythe tries to come back at her, but that just provokes Riz to like double dunk on her. And I'm probably not explaining this very well, but watching the 2 of you interact, I'm just saying, Pezberry vibes. Riz, of course, in my eyes, is the Santana, always slapping you down, Maythe. Unfortunately, in this relationship, you are the Rachel.
I guess so.
Because your dynamic reminds me of Pezberry, I think we're gonna center this episode around on Rachel Berry, in relation to Britannia. But before we get into that, I just want to know, how did this happen? Like, you 2. Like, I'm a bit unclear, but did you 2 ever correspond before you joined the Discord?
No.
I don't know.
Riz didn't even follow me.
Ooh, you don't follow her.
You hear this? That's crazy. That's crazy.
I followed Maythe 2 weeks ago.
No.
I said, who is this girl talking to me? Wanting my autograph.
Wow. Like, we don't got the proof, though. We don't got the proof.
Where's the
They're out there.
receipts?
The receipts are out there. Yes, they are. First of all, to set the record straight, I consider Maythe one of 2 of my soul sisters. She is one of the soul sisters that I wish I didn't have. Like, the annoying one. I don't have sisters in real life. Well, I kind of do. Like, if I were to have a sister and I have that, like, sibling rivalry where there's that one that's, like, she's always trying to, like, one-up and, like, take the attention off of you and just be that bitch. So that's Maythe. To me. Just gotta come for her, Not like that. So nasty.
You know, what's funny, Maythe, is like, even though she makes fun of you and turns you into the butt of the joke, you, in true Rachel Berry fashion, just want to be her friend.
Maythe thinks I'm really cool, that's why.
I'm trying to figure out what side Nicole's on.
You know, in season 5, when Rachel and Santana are having their dumb feud, I'm the Kurt. I'm just like, let's order pizza and talk this out. To be honest, I just really need the 2 of you to sing vaguely homoerotic love songs to each other. Like, that's what it is.
What song?
I'd rather not.
Are you afraid Riz will outshine you?
Yes. You're Rachel Berry.
Alright, so, first thing is first. Since this is sort of a Rachel Pezberry themed episode, I'm gonna ask, what were your initial thoughts on one Rachel Barba Berry when you first watched Glee? Love her or hate her?
Yeah, I hated her.
Alright. Short, sweet, to the point.
What was the rest of the question?
Oh, that was it. I was expecting something a little more complex.
From Maythe?
No! Dang.
There's nothing complex. I just didn't like her. I thought she was too cocky. She was just too much. Just too much.
What about you, Riz?
Yeah, she was very extra with the gold star stickers by every every time she signed her name, that was a lot. She did not balance confidence and cockiness, like, whatsoever. That bitch would cut somebody to get to the top.
What's weird is, like, when I first watched, Rachel was my favorite, and I really identified with her. Not, wait. Not because I'm that talented, but because I'm that annoying. But
okay.
I don't think a character has to be, like, perfect. I just think they have to be compelling, and she is, even at her worst, hideously compelling.
Hideously.
Good way to describe it.
So, how do you think early Rachel saw Britannia?
I think Rachel was too far up her own ass to see anybody else.
I agree.
Yeah.
I don't think she even noticed them really. I think she just thought, okay, they're the mean girls, so fuck them.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not capable of, like, emotions or love and stuff.
Definitely.
So she didn't mind them until maybe, like, Landslide, when she said that comment afterward.
Yeah, I think she was really just in her own world. I think even after Landslide, she still was just like, yeah, they're not even nothing. They're probably just hooking up as Santana does, you know?
Because my next question was actually, what do you make of Rachel's comment after Landslide?
I wanted to hit her. She just, like, it's so, like, she just wants to take the attention away. That's what it felt like.
It felt very odd to me.
I didn't think she was being, like, vindictive when she said it. I think, like, you know, Rachel was just being Rachel and saying a comment that no one needed. Not supportive at all. Like, Rachel, read the fucking room.
So the next question is, in season 2, we probably got the only episode that highlighted Brittany's dynamic with Rachel. It was in The Comeback. Rachel pays Brittany to wear Barry-esque fashions to school in order to make Rachel into a style icon. It backfires, of course. And, like, one of the sharpest lines I think Brittany has ever delivered is when people look at you, they don't see a style icon. They see a cat getting its temperature taken, and then they hear it screaming. Do you think Brittany was intentionally trolling Rachel?
No doubt. Number one at trolling Rachel, I think.
How do you think Brittany saw Rachel?
I think that Brittany's connection with Santana is so, like, deep and everything. So whenever anybody wrongs Santana in a way, they're wronging Brittany as well.
Mm-hmm.
But Santana is a soft little baby. Like, yeah, she has vicious words and everything, but if you cut her a certain way, she's gonna be out in the hallway crying, as we've seen. In like an offhanded way, Brittany makes these jabs against Rachel, like, through trolling, because she doesn't want to, like, step in and fight the battle for Santana, because Brittany's not that way. But she will drag her ass, just as her little way of being like, you know what, Rachel, you fucking suck.
I have a side question for that. Do you think she was like that with Quinn, too? Because at one point, Quinn and Santana were, like, enemies, kind of?
That's so interesting, because Quinn and Santana do have a very antagonistic relationship. And it's like, why did we never see Brittany go at Quinn like that? Or make those little snarky side comments that she often does to Rachel?
Yeah, it was always aimed at Rachel, and it's like, even, what was it, season 6 even, she was still going in on her.
Okay, so maybe the reason Brittany doesn't go in on Quinn is because Quinn knows about Brittany and Santana, and Quinn is, like, keeping that secret, and so Brittany, in a way, is just sort of, like, letting them fight their fight and not getting into it, because she's, like, maybe a little bit grateful that, like, Quinn doesn't use that as a weapon. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
What do you think, Riz? Like, why do you think she doesn't go at Quinn like that?
You know, somebody asked me this a couple weeks ago, I think, about why Brittany didn't form, like, a tight bond, I guess, with Quinn instead of Santana, which, now that I say it out loud, is not what we were talking about. But I think it makes sense still, because Brittany just, like, she has this, like, she can sense how people, like, are. She's like a people person, in a way. She can see past through all your bullshit. And I think she can see past Quinn's bullshit and also know that they're, like, the unholy trinity. Quinn's a bad bitch, but she's not gonna drag Brittany and Santana's relationship or, like, make jabs at it or anything. And I don't know. Does that answer the question?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, it does.
It does. It does. But yeah, especially in fanfics, like you see writers often sort of make it out that Santana has made peace with Rachel over matters, but Brittany is still quietly furious over how Rachel treated Santana in season 5. I've noticed that's like a trend. So speaking of season 5, let's get into it. What do you think of the Rachel Santana dust up?
I love it and I hate it. I love it because we get to see like a minute of like a good friendship with them and then like blows up in everybody's faces.
Yeah, I personally hated it because it's sort of how Glee treats all relationships, like romantic or not. Glee writers think that the only way to make things interesting or compelling is to break people apart. Couples, friendships, whatever. I'm a nerd who actually likes to watch directors' commentaries on DVDs, and I recall one comment I heard from a writer-director, and the person said, like, as a writer and a showrunner, the easiest and laziest thing you can do is to constantly pull your couples apart only to bring them together. To pull them apart, bring them together. They said that the more challenging thing to do and the more rewarding thing to do for your audience is to keep your couple together, but have them encounter and work through obstacles together. Like a true sign of a good writer is if you can keep them together and find a way to make that compelling to watch. And I think Glee did this, not only with Finchel, but with Quinn and Rachel and Santana and Rachel. Instead of allowing those friendships and those characters to grow and evolve, it would let them grow to a point and then have them regress. And then have them, like, have another little growth spurt and then pull them back once again. Like, Glee didn't see any worth in exploring complex female friendships. And I think the season 5 feud, like, undid what could have been, like, a hilarious friendship.
Yeah, and honestly, it gave us a lot of good content, especially for writers and even artists to explore the friendship within fics. I've seen you write their friendship completely different than how the show did it, and I've seen other people do it. Riz, I think, you wrote Rachel and Santana, like, kind of feuding in the latest Cupcake one. And there's, there's funny moments in that, too. And you explored it kind of differently than what the show did.
So, Riz, would you have wanted to see, like, a Pezberry, like, friendship?
I would have liked to see Santana form a friendship with another girl. I mean, so far we only seen her with Brittany. And there's Quinn, but they don't, like, the fandom took over that. So you don't really see Quinn and Santana having a friendship, other than, like, the Valentine's Day wedding thing. But that took a turn, So I would have liked to see it, because Rachel, like, she's a lot, but so is Santana. And I think they would have, like, balanced each other out talent-wise.
They're, like, kind of the same in personality, but different, if that makes sense. I don't know how to explain it.
Like, one drags the other, and the other one just takes... It's kind of like us.
Kind of. Something like that.
Behind-the-scenes stuff is obviously to blame for the destruction of any, like, Pezberry content for that season and the season that followed. So, speaking of behind-the-scenes stuff, like, how do you feel about Rachel now, 10 years later, considering all the Leah stuff? Because I had this conversation with Maythe a while back. Like, my stance was, like, I'm not about Leah right now. However, I still feel some kind of connection and, like, warmth towards Rachel. And, like, I almost feel like an ownership of her, where it's like, Rachel is ours. She's not Leah's. Which is, I don't know, maybe a weird, selfish fan way of, like, processing that.
I mean, I guess indifference. I never really was, not that I didn't like her, but not that I liked her either. So, with the whole Leah situation and Rachel, I thought that Leah replaced Rachel Berry on the show after season 3. Because season 4, 5, 6, that's Leah Michelle up there. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree with that.
It just, like, took a turn. Like, during my rewatch, like, I was watching season 2, and I kept thinking, you know, this Rachel, she's not that bad. Like, she's Rachel, because she sent Sunshine to, like, crack house, or whatever she did. And that's, like, peak Rachel energy. But then everything that followed that, it was kind of, it's her usual Rachel antics. And then I think it picked up again when she got Fanny. That was extra Rachel. But then, she just, she doesn't really do anything for me.
Yeah, I agree. I actually agree. Those final seasons, I also did just see Leah. And, like, add the stuff that, like, was going down with her and Naya. It was just, like, I don't even know if I can enjoy Rachel because it's too similar. Like, literally.
Ryan Murphy had some really clear favoritism. Eventually, like, the show was no longer about his vision or following the characters' paths organically, and he began to cater to certain actors. And, like, when you cater to people and when you cater to those to their characters and give them favoritism, it's like you're not following your story organically, and so it just, I don't know, it feels like very
forced.
Yeah, it feels very forced. I really do enjoy season 1 through 3 Rachel, but 4, 5, and 6, especially when she gets into that fight with what's her name, Madame Thibodeau. She was so nasty to her. I was like, oh, Rachel. But,
and then ends up calling back to her at the end anyway.
Weirdly meta too. When Rachel had her own TV show, and then like it was basically us watching like the New York.
There's so much about season 6 that I don't remember because I watched the Britannia episodes, but all the other stuff, it's like I had it on the background. I was playing on my phone, and like I was not paying attention.
That moment will flash by. Like you literally have to pay attention.
I guess my feeling on Rachel is like I still enjoy Rachel, and I still feel like Rachel is ours more than she was ever Leah's. So, favorite Pezberry scene?
I feel like I have a lot of little moments. I like the armpit tickle in Gloria.
Ooh,
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love that whole performance.
That's a good song. They have a lot of good duets.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, my favorite Pezberry scene is probably, and only just because it reminds me of me and Riz, is when Kurt sits them both down, and like, Rachel's like, you broke this, and Santana's like, I'm gonna break something. It's very Riz vibe.
Yes.
That's true.
I'm Kurt.
And Kurt just sitting there like, Jesus Christ, these two.
There's so many good, little, throwaway things. Digging through the panty drawer.
Oh my gosh. That's
like your scene right there.
Yep.
That's y'all right there.
I don't know. I'm not looking at nobody's panty drawers.
You would.
You want me to catch the smoke with Paige? Chill out.
And you'll be like, excuse me.
Let's talk about that Pezberry slap.
Woo!
I felt that in my soul.
That was just...
I bet you did.
The physicality of it.
She wound up.
And, like, not only did she did Rachel wind her hand back, like, Santana's, like, her whole face turns poltergeist-like.
Do you think that was, like, real? Like,
you would fight for that so hard. She'd be like, Ryan, or whoever is out there, put me in, let me slap this bitch. And Naya's like, you slap me, bitch, and I'm gonna take you to the ground. So, obviously that wouldn't happen, because Naya's a small baby.
Oh, no. For sure. I think she had hands.
She had hands. She had hands and nails.
But
if she's gonna slap you open-handedly across the face like the hand of God, she's gonna get your eyes out with those evil claws.
Season 5 Santana's nails were like, whoa.
So you know she was single. Or she was using something else, because no...
Was she? I thought she had a girlfriend.
Look, with those nails, I don't know. Oh, wait, hold on, who am I talking to? No, you wouldn't know that shit.
Santana has slapped a lot of people. I just find it odd that she never slapped Rachel.
Who's Santana slap?
Finn.
Do you even watch Glee?
Oh, yeah.
Finn and Quinn twice. And did she slap anybody else?
I feel like
and Lauren, little tiny backhand.
That's an iconic fight. Nobody talks about that fight enough.
Because that was a one-sided. She was slid across the floor.
That little slide across the floor at the very end always gets me. Oh my god. So, alright, so let's move on to favorite Pezberry duet. I go back to We Found Love or So Emotional. Those are just so good.
We Found Love is amazing.
What other duets did they have?
Hard Day's Night?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's a good one.
I Kissed a Girl.
Oh, that was a duet. Of course it would be a duet with fucking Rachel for I Kissed a Girl. They were doing everything to make us... I don't know if we're going to talk about this, but I thought that they should have made Rachel at least bisexual. I'm going to put that out there. When she did, what is that? Take Me or Leave Me with Mercedes. And she was wearing the shirt with it was like bisexual colors on there. I was like, we could do this, y'all. We could do this. That was what, season 2?
Be Okay from season 5.
It's cute.
I think I like Gloria.
Yeah, Gloria's
I think that's
fire.
fine with Gloria.
It's fun.
I feel like I need to look up Pezberry duets. Bray, oh my god, the gayest one of all. Every Breath You Take.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And Brave is good. Brave is really good.
Brave is good.
Also, like, not gonna lie, I've been listening to Brave a lot because, like, I feel like Naya's, like, singing to us in that one. Like, just like, you know, you can do it, guys. You can keep going. So, I don't know. Go on.
They only have 8 songs together.
Really?
Really?
Yeah.
That to me is, like, so jarring. It's like if you go back and you watch season 4 and 5, it's like, wow, they're really focusing on the Pezberry friendship and, like, the ups and downs of it. And then cut to season 6 and there's, like, no Pezberry interaction. And that's just, like, again, jarring.
You ever realize that, like, there's some scenes where, like, Naya will kind of make a split-second eye contact with Leah, or I should say Santana, to Rachel. And she kind of gives, like, a fake smile, and, like, they look away real quick. You ever notice that?
What is that performance where Raise Your Glass, where they, like, go and stand next to each other, and then they, like, you know, they do that thing where they, like, look at each other up and down and, like, roll their eyes and, you know.
No, but I think that was on purpose. Because at the time they were feuding, but I'm talking like season 6. Season 6, they couldn't even make eye contact.
Leah Michelle probably was like, let this bitch look at me. And Naya's like, try me, I light up, let's go. And everybody else is like, can we just get through these 4 episodes of this season and just go on about our lives?
Right.
Without Leah shitting in anybody's wig.
Oh, shit.
Yes, Nicole.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly.
So, the next question is, do you think Pezberry would still be friends, like, now, in the future, whatever?
In my head, yes.
Mm-hmm.
I could picture it. Why not?
I don't think so. I think that there's this bathroom scene, I don't know which episode it is, in one of the 100 episodes, the first one or the second one, I don't know, where Rachel and Santana are in the bathroom, and Rachel's talking about, like, I'm gonna give you some episodes, fuck. I'm gonna give you some dates for the show that I'll give to you, and you can bring in your family or whatever. And she tried to, like, sell it to her, and it felt very like a pity thing. I'm gonna give this to you. And Santana's like, I don't need that. I want all of it. But I don't think that Santana really, like, she didn't really want the show, and, like, later on you'll find that Brittany is like, bitch, you don't want this. You've never wanted this. What are you trying to play at?
Mm-hmm.
But with Santana and Rachel, like, Rachel's just she's never had, like, taken the time to get to know, like, the real Santana. And ever since Santana has come to New York, she's been kind of lost without Brittany and just trying to, like, find her way. And she kind of leaned on Rachel and Kurt. And, like, I don't know, Kurt's kind of an afterthought. But more so on Rachel because, like, I don't know, girl power. And Rachel just never shed the whole, this is Santana from high school who tormented me all those years. There's no Santana with the growth. She's always gonna, revert back to bitchy Santana. So let me just, like, I don't know, one-up her and, like, beat her to that already. I'm never gonna let her completely in and let her, like, let an actual friendship really, like, develop. Because deep down inside, Rachel was not trying to get to know Santana. Which sucks because Santana was all for making friends with her.
Yeah.
But also, do you think that maybe because Rachel went through all her struggles, maybe she grew and, like, opened her mind a little bit and, like, realized, oh, the people that came back to help me, which included Santana and Brittany, you think maybe, like, later on in life, she was like, you know what, I'm sorry for all this, and I'm sorry for putting you in that little bubble. We've all changed, and, like, maybe they became friends.
Is this, hold on. Is this you, like, hoping that Riz is, like, still your friend in 10 years?
Oh my god.
Is this your coded way of bringing that up? Like, of asking her that?
Yes, Maythe, we can still be friends. As long as you don't try to steal my spotlight or anything, we can still be friends.
Okay.
In 10 years. 11...
If we're alive that long, you know?
Can you stop trying to speak that shit into existence? 2020 is listening.
I hate you, Nicole. Hate you, Riz, too.
Like,
oh, she loves us.
But, like, as far as, like, Riz's idea, I can absolutely see that interpretation of them just sort of, like, gradually drifting, and they see each other occasionally, and they're cordial and everything, but there's no great friendship there. Like, I can see that, but, like, I like to imagine that, 10 years later, they're still, like, playfully pecking at each other, and Santana's still dunking on Rachel, and Rachel is, like, trying to give it back, failing, but she knows that she knows that Santana, like, that's the way she shows her affection, and that's their back and forth. I like to think they're gonna spend the rest of their days, like, bickering.
I really like that idea. I think you do it well with cancel culture. Like, that dynamic there, that's, like, the ultimate goals.
My next question is, do you think there was ever a point in time that Rachel had a crush on Santana?
Ooh. Maythe, you go first, because I know you have a crush on me.
What? You know what? I do think she did. Maybe, possibly. Why not? I think she had a crush on Quinn, so why not have a crush on Santana, too?
Rachel had more than a crush on Quinn, and we all fucking know it.
I don't even, like, ship for Barry, but, like, I see it.
I feel like she had those little moments with Santana, for sure.
Oh, I have a thing.
Uh-huh.
I did some digging, because there was a comment, sometimes they make comments on the show, like, and I don't understand what they're talking about, so I did some digging. And there was a scene in season 4, Santana and Kurt are watching Facts of Life, right? Mm-hmm. I don't know what that is, so I had to look it up. Because Santana was like, can we do a Broadway version where I play Joe? And I was like, who the fuck's Joe? Look up Joe. It's a gay, I think. I don't really know. I didn't watch it. All I can see is pictures. With that hair.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I'm gonna say, I am old. When I was a kid, I watched The Facts of Life in reruns, and, like, Joe was, like, queer-coded. However, in canon, like, they gave her, like, a boyfriend and stuff like that. She was straight. However, like, now she's sort of like a lesbian icon, I think.
Wow. And Santana wanted to play her. That's amazing. But Rachel comes in afterwards while they're talking about that, and she was like, could I play Blair? And I was like, who the fuck's Blair? So I looked that up. And the first thing that comes up on Google is how The Facts of Life should have been a love story between Joe and Blair. Mm-hmm. And I was like, ain't that some shit?
Yeah, people ship them.
Oh my god.
You know what? I think The Facts of Life is on Hulu, and we should watch that.
I am intrigued. You know the gays always got me intrigued.
When was the show done, Nicole?
The Facts of Life in the 80s. It's about, like, a girls' boarding school.
Oh my god, that's gay already.
Joe had, like, a mullet. Can you imagine Santana in a mullet?
Didn't she have a mullet? Didn't the mom say she had dressed up as Uncle Jesse?
Oh my god.
Yo. So, are we, like, going to say now that it's canon that Santana has a slight obsession with mullets?
I think so.
I have to now.
Let it be written.
So, the next question is, do you think Rachel ever felt a certain way about Quintana happening?
Hell yeah. She mad as hell that wasn't her.
She was in the other room, doing her own thing with what's his face. So, I mean, but yes, I think she did feel some type of way. Maybe, like, in a way, like, ooh, it is confirmed now that I possibly could have had a chance with Quinn, because here she is hooking up with Santana, who is a girl, and I, too, am a girl. Therefore, we could both do that thing as well.
So my next question is, like, obviously, y'all don't ship Pezberry, or Britberry, but, like, have you ever stumbled across a Pezberry or Britberry fic? And if so, what was your reaction?
Wait, Britberry's a thing?
Britberry.
I've seen a handful of them. It doesn't feel right.
That doesn't even sound right.
Because they hate each other. How did that work? I mean, there's enemies to lover tropes. Those are the best. But I don't see that.
Mm-mm.
I don't think I've ever accidentally come across one. I don't think. I have those filters on lock. I don't want nothing else coming across.
The only Pezberry fic I read is the one Nicole sent me.
Okay. There's like a series.
You being outed. Are you a low-key Pezberry shipper?
I've mentioned this before. There's a series that it starts Pezberry, but it turns Britannia. Basically, it starts off where it's like, it's season 2, Santana is without Brittany, and she's like, in her feelings, and out of boredom, she's like, I'm gonna take Rachel's virginity.
I feel like I have heard of this.
It was really good, actually. I can't even lie.
And like, they're a thing for like a second, but it's also them forming a friendship. Rachel then sort of tries to get Santana and Brittany back together. Meanwhile, as Rachel is sort of doing that, Santana is working to try to make Quinn and Rachel happen. I gotta find this fic.
Yes, tell me, because that is interesting. And then send it to me.
2 hours later.
It's a series by Left Landon, and the first one in the series is called Santana Lopez Likes What She Likes, Okay. Okay is part of the title. I'll send it to you, Riz, but it is so...
Okay, yes.
But it is really good and really in character. It's like one of the best Santanas I've ever...
Oh, see, that's not very long, so I can breeze through that.
The first few are short. I think the longest one is the very, very last one. But, yeah. What were we talking about? Oh, yeah. So, y'all have never stumbled across the Pezberry or Britberry fic. I have to admit, I've read some Pezberry. Just, like, because out of boredom and, like, nothing in the Britannia tags, like, catches my eye. For me, it's like an AU of an AU of an AU. It's not really them.
That makes sense, yeah. Like, you have an OTP, but you're not opposed to seeing what's happening over there.
Oh, God, this makes me sound like such a bad fan, because I have also read a ton of Quintana fic.
Okay, so I've read some Quintana fics.
Me too. I can't even lie.
Cupcake Battles, thank you so much for writing that. Delicious and delightful.
I said it was dope, if that counts for anything.
Yeah, that counts. I put those stories out there for whoever needs them. I don't really write to get, like, reviews. I really don't, like, care about that. The people that stand out to me the most are the ones that, they come to me and they're like, yo, I turned to this for some comfort and it was really cool. Thanks for that. Those are the people I keep in mind whenever I write anything.
This is a good story, Riz. All your stories are good.
Okay.
I'll give you a big head right now.
Okay, we don't need that. No one needs that.
Do you want my positive vibes or not?
No, I've decided I don't.
Okay.
I don't want to.
Oh, my last question was like, are there any songs like you wish Pezberry had sung?
Rain on me.
Rain on me.
Man, they would rock that though. They would do it. Oh my God.
Oh, I know a good Pezberry.
Just started laughing. I know it's about to be something ridiculous.
I would have liked Pezberry to do Savage, the remix.
No. Can you imagine them doing the TikTok dance? Oh my God.
Oh, that would be so horrible.
That's the answer.
That's the end. I'm done. Put him to bed.
Well, it was really great talking Pezberry with you guys. So let's close the book on that. And since I have both of y'all here, I thought maybe we could touch on Amber Riley's tribute performance to Naya, which aired just a few days ago. I don't even know what to say. I'll say I watched it once at around like 4 a.m. when I got up the next morning. I'm gonna be real here, like, my first, like, the feeling that, like, came over me was just, honestly, anger. Not an Amber or anything, but just, like, it hit me again, just, like, the unfairness of it all. I will always be furious at the universe. I don't think I'm ever gonna watch it again, so, because it was really, really incredible and really, really beautiful, but I just, too real. It's too real for me.
I feel that. For me, it took me, I had to watch it twice. The first time around, I don't know if it was just because I didn't know the song, and, like, the only emotional part that got me was the pictures, and then the end of it when Amber turned around and looked at Naya's picture. But, it was beautiful. I'll say that. It was really, really beautiful, and Amber did an amazing job, as I knew she would. The second time around, listening to the song again, I was like, this is very fitting. And yeah.
Agreed. I thought it was really, really well done. The first time I watched it, I didn't really connect with it, like, emotionally. I think a lot of it was, we were, like, hyping it up once we found out that she was going to do this tribute, and it was just like, oh my god, this is going to be a lot of feelings. And I think I had myself up to really, like, have a whole breakdown with it. But when I watched it the first time, I didn't feel that. Not because it wasn't, like the performance was, like, to me. It was because, like, I guess I wasn't emotionally in that spot to be like, okay, let me watch this and feel the words she's saying and stuff. Because, like, it's a new song, so I was paying too much attention with, like, the pictures in the background, which were really, like, that hit me a little bit. But also trying to hear what the words were. So when I listen to new songs, I like to look at the lyrics as well, because I want to hear the music, but I also want to know what the words are, and without, like, looking at the words, I'm spending too much time thinking about what she's saying.
Mm-hmm.
So I watched it the first time, and I was like, damn, that was beautiful. And then I watched it the second time, and I did have a tiny little baby cry. Really good performance.
I think it also helped that me and Riz and a bunch of other people on Discord watched it together. So it kind of, like, almost, for me at least, it felt like healing a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, I felt a little comfort watching it with everybody else. And I knew that, alright, like, even if I do break down, if I don't break down, I'm gonna have them here with me, and we can all share our emotions together, you know? It was kind of like Naya over there bringing us together again, you know?
I'm really glad y'all got to experience that together.
Little family bonding moment, I think,
Mm-hmm.
where we were all like we watched it and everybody kind of, like, checked in with each other. How are you? Like, are you okay? And everybody that said something, they said what they were feeling. And I thought that was really cool.
We like to joke around a lot, and y'all like to, like, tease each other a lot. But I feel like at the end of the day, we are each other's biggest, like, cheerleaders. So to me, it's really fitting that our OTP are a couple of cheerleaders, because that's what we are for each other in the fandom, whether you're just, like, a fanfic writer, or you do fan art, or you just enjoy Britannia. We are always rooting each other on in life, and thank y'all guys for just being there.
Oh, virtual group hug.
Oh, don't touch me. Maythe, don't touch me. Nicole,
shaking it off right now. I'm a thug. I don't get emotional.
Soft thug.
Aww. But thank you guys for coming on. It's actually been a blast, and I've laughed my head off. I love it.
I don't know how much banter we actually gave you. I know Riz roasted the crap out of me, but, I'll take this L again.
You always taking the L, and it's great. Like, I don't have to press too hard. You just, roll over. Thanks, Maythe.
Whatever.
Stop. Real talk. This was really fun. I thought it was cool to jump on with both of y'all.
I guess that's gonna be it. If you want to chat with Riz, go hop on the Discord and give her a taste of her own medicine, and
No,
Roaster.
don't welcome that. Don't welcome that.
Maythe needs help, you guys.
I do need help. SOS.
Y'all do not come on the Discord and start atting me with your insults, because I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna be out in the hallway, rocking back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just trying to keep it real honest with people.
Alright, well, I will talk to y'all later.